In today's video, I'm going to give you 5 more lockdown dog training tips for you and your puppy all the way through to senior dogs. Welcome back to Fenrir Canine Training. My name's Will, I'm a canine behaviourist, and this channel is dedicated on teaching you how to become a high-level canine leader that raises perfect canine companions. Now, obviously, we are in the midst of a global pandemic and so many people around the world are stuck at home, self-isolating, quarantining, doing the social and ethical right thing to protect those healthcare systems that is so important for you to do. But the knock-on effect of that is that we're not able to get out with our dogs, we're not able to exercise them quite as much as we'd like to, and especially with puppies, we're not able to get out and socialize them as much as we like to. So for the current meantime, why we're getting over this pandemic, why we're pulling together as a globe to beat this issue, I'm going to be making videos on this channel giving you tips, tricks, guides and drills for things that you can do to not only become higher level canine leaders but strengthen that relationship with your dog and have a perfect canine companion ready to take on the world when we're able to. So let's dive into 5 more tips today, and we're going to start actually with a little bit of a bonus tip. If you didn't know, or you're new around here, I do have my online training courses over at fenrirdogtraining.com, and my bonus tip first of all would be to utilize this time to put your dog through my canine bootcamp course. That bootcamp course is a super structured 1-month course that teaches you how to be a high level canine leader, and then it restructures that relationship with your dog and gives you tons of opportunity and tips and tricks and drills to level up the dog's obedience, level up the socialization where you can in this current situation, and level up their manners so that they are perfect canine companions. So I'm not going to include it in our top 5 tips. I'm going to give you 3 tips that you can do without spending a penny, but I think it's worthwhile, and if you're in a position, I would definitely recommend you checking out our course. My tip in the number 5 spot for things that you should be doing with your dog during lockdown right now is exercise. And I know that might seem trivial, and it's something that every dog trainer and behaviorist around the world talks about, is that a tired dog is a happy dog. Now, my inbox has been flooded. I've been working 14-15 hour days to try and help as many people individually and one-to-one that are going through these difficulties with their dogs, and that's only going to get worse. The more dogs get bored, the more they're stuck at home, the more they're not able to release that pent-up energy, both physically and mentally, behaviors are going to start to spiral. So one of the best things you can do for your dog is find a way to exercise them. Now, obviously, traditionally, that would mean going out for a walk, going out for a run. But what I'm going to do next week, maybe towards the end of this week, if not early next week anyway, I'm going to do a dedicated video on ways that you can exercise your dog thoroughly without leaving the home, whether that's out in a garden like we are today, or if you're not in a position to have a garden, there's going to be tons of tricks where you can exercise your dog inside the house, really blow off that energy, really blow off that need that a dog has to expel that physical energy, which will allow them to calm down, be more relaxed, and then they're not going to devolve into the bad behaviors that so many of you out there are seeing with this lockdown that's enforced. Now, my tip at number 4 for things that you should be doing as much as possible right now, you should be doing it with your dogs, but all the time, but right now it is critical, is mental stimulation. Now, again, the lucky thing around being in a lockdown, it's much more difficult to do physical exercise, understand that, and like I say, I'm going to give you a dedicated video on that, but mental stimulation in the forms of training drills, in the form of doing specific routines, in the form of doing scent work, doing drills, playing with your dog, making them earn their food, playing lots of different tips and tricks I'm going to give you later on in the video. But anything you can do to tire out their mind right now is fantastic. So go out of your way, go above and beyond to give your dog as much mental stimulation as possible right now. Do you want to come sit with me?
Mm-hmm.
Are you going to be my special super dog training helper?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah? What do you think people should do with their dogs while they're at home hiding from the virus, Dexter? What would be a good thing we could do with Sully right now?
Get him on the trampoline.
We could get him on the trampoline, couldn't we?
Mm-hmm.
Would you think that would be really good exercise for Sully?
Yeah.
That'd be a really good idea, wouldn't it?
I'll jump and then Sully will jump up and down with me.
That is the best idea I think you've ever had. Why don't you go and jump on the trampoline now? I'll finish this video and then me and you will exercise Sully on the trampoline.
Yeah!
Mini canine leader in the making. Exercise your dogs. And it would be rude not to give that as a bonus tip. If you've got a trampoline, teach your dog how to go on a trampoline, because Dexter said it's an excellent thing for you to do right now while you're hiding from the virus. And who are we to disagree with Dexter, the ultimate canine leader? My tip at number 3, and it's something that I don't actually talk about too much because I think people put far too much emphasis on this while they're training their dog, and I'm much more focused on behaviour and manners and socialisation and having a well-rounded dog. But actually, I think right now is a fantastic time to do a lot of trick training. Like I say, I think far too many people in the normal day-to-day society before all this kicked off think that if you can have a dog that will shake or that will play dead or lie down or roll over or army crawl means you've got a good dog. Yet there is tons of examples of dogs I work with fantastic levels of trick training. However, they're aggressive when they see another dog, or they've got terrible recall under distraction. So I kind of more focus on what I consider those things that are far more important. However, that does not mean in any situation whatsoever that trick training isn't good. I think trick training is absolutely fantastic and definitely something you should be doing, but only after you've worked on all of those things. But right now, during lockdown, during quarantine, when we've got more time to be doing these things, trick training is an excellent way to bond with your dog. It's an excellent way, like we just mentioned, to mentally stimulate your dog, really get them thinking, using their brain, learning new things. It will tire out their minds, and it's a fantastic opportunity right now to work with your dog. Yes, buddy?
While I was in the shower, I put this in the way of the water.
Did you?
And it was coming down the pipe.
Oh my goodness, did it get wet?
Did.
What colour did it change to? Is it a colour change in Hot Wheels?
It was, and it changed to white.
Oh my goodness, what colour is it now?
Orange.
Oh, that's amazing. What's your favourite colour?
Blue.
How do you spell blue?
I don't know, no idea.
That'll be tomorrow's lesson for you in the morning with mummy then. Now, my tip at number 2, and this one's going to be a little bit out there, but I think, and this one's going for the canine leaders and for the people, start a YouTube channel. I get so many questions asking how I started my YouTube channel, how to start a YouTube channel, is it still doable in 2020? And I think absolutely it's doable, and I think right now is a perfect time. There's so many people at home with more time that are looking for information, that are looking for help, and you don't have to be a professional, you don't have to be really experienced in the field, you don't have to be a behaviourist like me. I think there's a huge demand and need on YouTube for people that are first-time owners, that are documenting the experience of what it's like having a dog as a first-time owner and showing you kind of overcoming the hurdles. I think that's an excellent opportunity on YouTube. Now, again, people that have followed my journey on this channel for a while will know that we're starting a new channel here on YouTube that's going to be around how to start a career in the canine industry, from a trainer to behaviourist, for a dog walker, but also a canine YouTuber. Now, the first tip I would give in that is just get started. If you've ever thought about doing it, now is a fantastic time. There is a lot of people out there desperate to see tips and tricks, desperate for whether it's light-hearted entertainment just to take their mind off the craziness, or whether it's kind of factual, educational information to help them in their situation, or a little bit of both. So if you've ever considered it, one tip I'd have for you during the lockdown would be to start a channel. Once you start a channel, you'll start thinking of ideas of, well, how can I get my dog involved? Should we do some trick training like I've just mentioned? Okay, well, let's film me doing some trick training, and that might help other people out because they might be able to watch and follow along, and it revolves and it starts to snowball over time. And like I say, if it's something you're interested in, something you've always wanted to try, get your phone out. You don't need tons of fancy equipment. Get after it, give it a go, and have some fun in the process. And my number 1 tip for you in this video, and something that I think you should all go and give a go right now today, is to teach your dog how to play hide and seek. Now, this links in with mental stimulation, it links in with the exercise indoors that we talked about. It is going to be something that I'll touch on a little bit again in that dedicated exercise video, but hide and seek is an amazing game that you can play with your dog in home during a lockdown or during a quarantine. The basic premise of how to play hide and seek with your dog is to teach them to do a sit and stay, then do the recall to them, and you might start where they can see you really visibly, and then you reward them and praise them. Or if you do it in 2 people, you could get one owner. So for example, I could get my wife to put Sully into a sit and stay. I could go and hide behind the corner, and then she can release him, and then when he comes and finds me, he gets rewarded, he gets praised. You can add up a command to that. You can put markers on it, or you can just, like I say, have a little bit of fun, give them a treat when they find you. Like I say, put them in a sit and stay, do it where they can see you, then do it where you just half go behind the door, then you all go behind the door, then you go behind behind the door and a few meters away, and then you layer it up until the dog really has to come looking for you. And I promise you, your dog will absolutely love it, especially if when they find you, you give them a treat, you get on your knees, you roll around, you give them lots of praise and fuss and reward, and make it an amazing experience. It is an awesome way to bond with your dog. It's an awesome thing for mental stimulation. It provides a decent amount of exercise. If you can do a good 15-20 minute session, it allows them to blow off them steam, especially if they're starting to ramp up and get bored. It's just an excellent thing to do with your dog. So play hide and seek with them. It's a really fun thing to teach them, and it's excellent now more than ever in the current situation that we're in. So I hope you enjoyed that video. I know it was a little bit ad hoc. Like I say, I've been inundated. It's the busiest I've ever been, so I'm trying to help as many people as I can. Like we get over 1 million views a month right now, and now more than ever that's turned into thousands of emails every day with people with new puppies panicking. So I promise you, I'm absolutely trying my best to get back to as many people as possible, and I'm going to do as many of these videos as possible, because hopefully that'll answer a lot of the emails. So please bear with me if you have emailed me. Please be patient. I promise you I'm trying my best. I appreciate all of your support. If you enjoyed this video, hit the thumbs up button, subscribe if you are new, and we'll see you hopefully tomorrow for another one of these videos with more tricks, more tips, more guides and more drills of things that you can do to become higher level canine leaders that raise perfect canine companions, even during a lockdown like we're in right now.